What is up, Bucs Nation? We are back with another loss Sunday Night Football to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, the big old revenge game. Our Bucs, they didn't look that good. Before I get into it, if you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I'm Ramy B. I post weekly Buccaneer reaction videos. And yeah, this game was not, okay. We played a decent offensive game in terms of it was better and cleaner than it has been in the past, but it was mostly a product of going down early and having to change things up. We lost 41-31 to the Chiefs. Revenge game, and I first of all, I want to say I hate the term revenge game. I get it. You lost the Super Bowl to us in Tampa. This is your chance to get revenge. But is it really a revenge game? You can beat us by 10, you can beat us by 50, but it doesn't change the fact that you didn't get a ring because of us. Like, I always thought that was weird. You lose in the Super Bowl, and then you finally face them later, and you got that regular season win that ultimately probably doesn't mean anything in the, the grand scheme of things, especially when we're different conferences, and for tiebreakers, it doesn't really make a, difference. But anyways, beyond that, 41-31 loss. We had 376 yards of total offense, 373 passing, and 3 rushing, which is, I read, the lowest we've had since like 1980 something, which is crazy. In the end of the first half, we had -3 rushing yards, and the entire second half of rushing yards was by Rachaad White. The Chiefs had 417 total yards of offense, 228 passing, and 189 rushing, which is not good. I've been feeling like this rush defense has been leaky. I want to say since the midpoint of last season against the Colts, when they started running it down our throats. Prior to that, in the Bulls era from 2019 till most of last year, we had a top 3 run defense, maybe top 1. But yeah, it is not looking good. This season, teams have been getting bigger chunks on us than usual. They had 189 yards rushing. I want to say they had over 5 yards a carry, which is not good at all. Considering they were up early on us and we knew that they were going to run more often, and we still couldn't stop it. It looks like Akeem Hicks is hurting us not being there, not having Ndamukong Suh. I know he's still a free agent. Why don't we try to sign him? And Vita Vea, I don't know what's going on with him. He has not looked like himself. I feel like I never hear his name this whole season. I feel like I haven't heard his name at all. And he's just been kind of, I know he's doubled every play. He was doubled before, and sometimes he'd get through, but it seems like he's been non-existent. But anyways, offensively, Brady was 39 of 52 for 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had that 1 fumble. Bad fumble, caught him off his, off the right side. He didn't see him coming, got hit. Run game, Rachaad White had 3 rushes for 6 yards. He did fumble on the opening kickoff, which, let's get to that. That is definitely, without that fumble, it is a 3-point game or a tie game. Once he fumbled on that, you essentially gave them the opening of the game, and then you gave them the receiving kickoff after halftime. So clearly recipe for disaster. We went down 7-0 quick, and it was all downhill from there. But he did have 1 touchdown in the game. Leonard Fournette, 3 rushes for 3 yards. Again, not an effective rushing day for us. We went down 14-0 quick. We had to switch up and start passing, and we had much more success passing. Evans was 8 for 103 and 2 touchdowns. Can't say anything. Can never say enough about him. He is officially our all-time leader in scrimmage yards. He passed James Wilder, so he owns like every receiving and total yards, offensive output, touchdowns, all of that in franchise history. Nobody's more deserving of that than him. And again, the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL in the red zone. He is unstoppable if he's getting targeted inside the end zone. He had that 1 touchdown in the middle, got rocked, still got it, and then he had that beautiful one in the corner. 2 touchdowns I saw since 2014. We know he already leads the NFL in receiving touchdowns with, I think, 77 now. And he tied Antonio Brown for the most multi-touchdown games since 2014 with 17, I want to say it was. So this man deserves to go to the Hall of Fame. Again, 1,000 yards every year. He's going to have, close to 10,000, his 9th year, close to 10,000 yards by the end of this season. And he could literally, I think if he gets to 100 touchdowns by, I think by next season, he'll have it, end of next season, he'll be in the top 10, I want to say it was, all time of receiving touchdowns and in yards. If he finishes his career over 15,000, he'll be like in the top 25 or something like that. So clearly the case. But anyways, Godwin had 7 catches for 59 yards. Good to see he's healthy. He did have a little scare, but he came back. Leonard Fournette, 7 for 57 and a touchdown. Rachaad White, 5 for 60. Nobody else had over 50, but I do want to highlight Keft. I think I'm saying his name right. All offseason, I've been hearing how great he was and, underrated catching the ball. And he had that beautiful 19-yard catch, kind of, spinning around and catching it. Start him more often. I know he may not be the best tight end, but, I mean, what have we been trotting out there on the tight end position? Cameron Brate went out with a concussion. Everybody else kind of sucks. It wouldn't hurt to try him. But anyways, I want to talk about the offensive play calling. I posted this on Reddit the other day about, is the play calling Byron Leftwich, or is it did Bruce Arians have more influence than we wanted to give him credit for? We heard all the stories of the red pen. I didn't believe it, but was he making Leftwich be more aggressive? Bruce Arians retired. We've been having trouble moving the ball offensively, as we saw when we went down early. It was always those first down runs, run, pass, run, run, pass, run. We keep going second and longs, third and longs. People argued me saying, we weren't healthy, whatever the case is. We were healthy this game. And I honestly believe if we weren't down 14-3 and had a big deficit, we would keep running the ball into a wall every first down. So again, is Bruce Arians, was he the one that kind of influenced it, or is Todd Bowles now jumping in saying, I want to be more conservative? He's a defensive coach. Regardless, it showed at one point Brady passed 25 straight times, and I think during that time we scored 2 touchdowns, or maybe we scored 3 even, which shows us we should be a pass-first team. You have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, Julio Jones, Cole Beasley looks washed and bad. You have Rashad Perryman, who sucks everywhere, but for some reason in Tampa he's been able to play effectively and efficiently. So why not open up every game passing? You get what I'm saying? Like, pass, run more play actions. On first down, teams already know we're running. Run play actions on first down. It looks like as we involve Evans more, the offense opens up. And I feel like that's been the case since Brady came in, when we got Antonio Brown and all of that. If the offense is going through Mike Evans, we seem to be more efficient. So it was good to see Brady target Evans more. Sure, Evans is going to have his drops. Sure, he's going to get, coverages, but he's going to draw pass interferences like he did at the goal line on one play. But also he is a beast and a monster. And if we involve him more, it'll force teams to adjust their defense and open up everything else. So I think Evans needs to get at least 6-7 targets a game, and that's going to open up the offense completely. But yeah, pass first. Now defensively, Mahomes was 23 of 37, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. The pick was by SMB, who I think this was his first game he's played. He hasn't played any snaps. I don't know what number of snaps, but it was his first game. Good pick. Looks like the Chiefs were driving down. They were going to make it a 48-24 game at that point, and that pick really kind of helped us and made the score a little closer. We did have 3 total sacks. Mike Edwards had one, Carl Nassib and Anthony Nelson had one. We were getting a lot of pressure on Mahomes. He had that crazy, touchdown pass where Devin White kind of missed him, and he flicked it over the line, and he did the same things he did in the Super Bowl where he's evading, spinning out of things, and getting completions. We did get a lot of pressure. I'm sure at the when the numbers all officially come out and everything, we're gonna have a lot of pressure. It's just not a lot of sacks, and with quarterbacks like him, we have to wrap him up. But anyways, yeah, those are Mahomes' numbers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 19 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. Pacheco, 11 for 63. Mahomes, 4 for 34. And then Noah Gray on that trick play in the end zone. One, where he caught the direct snap and took it in for a touchdown. On the receiving end, Kelsey is 9 for 92 and a touchdown. MVS, 3 for 63. Juju, 5 for 46. I don't think anyone else had over 40 yards. Jordy Fortson had 1 for 10 yards and a touchdown. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 for 2 and a touchdown as well. So yeah, again, it's defensively, we're supposed to be, we'd only given up 27 points in the first 3 games. We gave up 41 here. And again, I didn't think that the defense was going to, continue averaging 9 points given up a game this whole season. We were bound to play a really good team. Chiefs came. Sure, they had a chip on their shoulder. We're still figuring out ourselves offensively, but something has to happen because Byron Leftwich cannot keep calling these games. I'm not worried so much about the pass defense. I'm more worried about the rush defense. Again, 189 yards rushing that we've given up is not a good look at all, especially to a Chiefs team that doesn't really run the ball, and when they do, it's not as effective in running the ball historically. So something has to be figured out. Luckily, again, we had a 4 rough game stretch to open the season. We went 2-2. A lot of people said even if we were healthy and at our best, 2-2 seems more reasonable. We just didn't know who the 2 were. We lost to the 2 better teams, the Packers, who, by the way, looked horrible today against the Patriots, and then the Chiefs. We open up the next 3 games. We play Falcons at home, and then Pittsburgh Steelers, and then Panthers. So, those should be 3 wins as long as we play. If we play offensively like we did today, we're beating those 3 teams for sure. If we open up the pass and we target Evans and we do the things that we did, run in some more play action and things like that, I think it'll open up the running game. And then, we won't go down quick and early, and then we can, actually start running and things like that. But yeah, those next 3 games should be all right. I know right now the Falcons are 2-2. If we lose to them, we're second place in the division because then they'll have the tiebreaker over us. They'll be 3-2 and we'll be 2-3. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, don't look like a great football team right now. So far, it's been defense carrying us, offense sucks, and when the offense finally steps up, the defense has struggled. So hopefully they can find a medium and both play complementary football. But yeah, Bucs Nation, tell me, what did you think of this game? Are you excited about the offense? Do you feel like the offense is going to make changes, or are we going to continue, running the ball on first down and continue being stubborn and not being effective? But yeah, comment it down below. 2-2 in the first quarter of the season could be worse. You know what I'm saying? But we should have beat the Packers. That's the one that hurts the most. This Chiefs one, not so much. It's the AFC game in our conference. Not going to really hurt us in the grand scheme of things with tiebreakers and stuff. But there's no team that also stands out that looks very dominant. The Bills were supposed to be. They struggled against Baltimore. They lost to the Dolphins. Packers look bad. The Rams haven't looked that great. I feel like the Dolphins, they lost to. Philly looks like the best team, or the most consistent team. But, I mean, even then, nobody really buys them yet because they haven't really played really tough competition. So, yeah, I feel like every good team has lost to bad teams and every bad team has beaten good teams. So, who knows where teams are at in the season. But, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. And, as always, I am out.
Let's go! You a Buccaneer fan? Let me know. Let me know. We about to win.